Hey guys, sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I'm popping on. I hope that you guys all saw the reminder that I was going live. I have popped it up and hopefully you guys have been getting the event reminders. I have been religiously popping the events up so that you know, and I don't just pop on live and go, hey, I'm live, so that you get a little bit of a notification. So I'm just going to bring you up so I can see your comments, and you have to let me know. Say you're on. Tell me where you're from if I don't know you. And hello, Kayleen. How are you? So it's Friday. Yay. It's the weekend and I hope you've all got amazing plans. I've got crafty plans this weekend with some of my craft friends. We're going to be drinking wine and crafting. Yay. So that'll be fun. And today I've been crafting like crazy the last few days. Hello, Angela. So I have done all of next week's cards for the videos for next week. I'll give you a hint. We are going to be using, if I have not already hidden it in my stash completely. Oh no, it's right in front of me, silly me. We're going to be using this one. So the poinsettia petals. And I was reading that backwards because you'll only be able to see this backwards. 2 parties booked this weekend. Go you, Kayleen. You're on fire, woman. So we're going to be using that one and we're going to be using the dies that match this one as well. I don't even know where I've popped the cards for that one. Plus, I have a blog hop tonight. So I'm going to be sharing a card on my blog using a technique. So you'll have to pop on and check out my blog tonight because I have a video going live, a post going live, but my time it's 11 o'clock at night because it's based on a different time zone. So if you remember, you have to check it out either tonight or tomorrow. But I will share it on my Facebook page. So today is the last video for the week. So this week we have been focusing on the Gnome for the Holidays stamp set. So this one features some really funny and cute little gnomes and gnome houses and some fun little sentiments that you can see there. So we have done 2 cards so far and today is the last and 3rd card for the week. So if you are just tuning into my videos, each week I'm doing 3 videos on Monday. Hello, Cheryl. Hey, Joy. I'm doing a video on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and they're all based around a similar product or theme. And then you can get those. Well, I always do them free on my page, so you can see the tutorials on how to use these fun products. But if for those of my I can't talk today. Those that are my customers, if you order $30 or more and use the host code in the video description, you'll also get the make and take packets to make these yourself at home for free. Then if you spend $50 or more in my store, you'll also get my monthly gift, which this month is the Rainbow Glimmer Paper. And I used this yesterday on a card for my niece, whose birthday is this weekend, and it is so much fun. Thanks, Sue. Hello, Annie Heather. So you get both of those if you spend $50, and you also get the Stampin' Society October tutorial. So that's quite a mouthful. That way, if you get the make and take... Hello, Lisa. Where are you from? First time watching my videos. I always love new people to come and join me. I hope you're well. So I've lost my words today. Today we're going to make this card here featuring the little Gnomey, and this is the fun last card in the series, and I'm going to do some colouring. So what I'm going to do is flip you guys around so you can see my craft desk, and that way, Bendigo Victoria, are you familiar with Stampin' Up, Lisa? So I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see my craft desk, and instead of seeing my face, you'll be able to see my hands because we're going to be crafting. So I'll flip it around and then we'll see how we go. Okie doke. Hello, Sandy. Beautiful lady. Got your beautiful card in the mail today. I got it just as I dropped my son, when I got back from dropping my son at the bus. So that was a real nice surprise. It must have come in the mail yesterday, but I didn't see it. So it was waiting for me in the letterbox. So Sandy is one of the lovely people watching today. She sent me this gorgeous card all the way from Canada. Isn't it stunning? I love the sunflower. I love the colours. And look at her beautiful handwriting. So she sent this from Canada. Their products are amazing, aren't they, Lisa? So hopefully you can see my desk okay. So today we're going to make this fun card, and I've got all my stamps mounted. I'm actually organised. Thank you guys, and thanks so much, Sandy. The card meant the world. So here is the make and take packet I've made myself, and I'll go through the supplies that you'll need if you're crafting along at home. Okie dokie. So I have done I've just got a standard size envelope. And then I have got a Whisper White card front, or card base, sorry, and that's a top folding card. I always use thick Whisper White. I actually use thick Whisper White for everything, to be honest. I've got on my blog tonight, I am sharing a blog post using a very vanilla, and that is a shock for me because I don't use it. So that was something that surprised me. So I've got 2 bits of basic black, and they're cut to 14.3 by 9.9 centimeters, and they're my 2 bigger layers. And then I also have a piece of Whisper White cut to 9.7 by 14.1, and a bit of the Trimming the Town Designer Series paper cut to 14.1 by 9.7. And then I've got a little piece of the Trimming the Town paper, and that's cut to 14.1, and I've got the inches on this side, so by 2 centimeters. So that is my layers that I need, plus the envelope. I have got a scrap of Whisper White, and that's just to stamp my gnome. And then I have a piece of the gorgeous copper brushed metallic cardstock. This is one that is this is from our mini catalogue, and it's gorgeous stuff. So this is cut to 14.1 by, in centimeters, 4 centimeters. Then I have just a scrap of basic black and one of these fun stitched Sweetly dies. This is one of the second biggest from this side, and that's cut out of the festive felt sheets. Really fun because when you cut these out, it still has the stitching on the felt. Really fun. I've got some linen thread, some of the wonderful gems, just 3 of those, a gold jingle bell, and some of the real red braided linen trim, which we're going to wrap around the card. So I'll pop the little bits and bobs off to the side, and I'll bring my actual card in so you can see that as we work to the side. Now I've just got this washi tape down, hopefully it stays. We're going to do our stamping, so we'll need our Whisper White. So if you're not familiar with Stampin' Up, Whisper White is just the name of our white cardstock. Our cardstock is amazing quality. I love it. I've used lots of cardstocks over the years, and Stampin' Up is impeccable quality. Like, I love it. So I'm going to stamp our little gnome, and I'm going to stamp him in Memento Black because this is our dye ink, and we're going to be using our alcohol Stampin' Blends markers. So we want that to not bleed. So when we're using Stampin' Blends alcohol markers, we need to use a dye ink. So we're using the opposite. And then for our sentiment, the Holly Jolly Everything is what I'm using for the sentiment. We're actually going to heat emboss that. Oh goodness, throwing things on my desk. And we want to emboss that in white on black. Surprise, surprise. This is something Kayla does all the time. So we're not delving out of the unusual there. Oh, that's not even, doesn't even make sense. But then I'm going to grab my white embossing powder. Actually semi-organised. It's disturbing me. I'm not usually a super organised person when it comes to lives. I just pop on and surprise you all. So this whole new planned live thing is actually starting to freak me out because I'm like, I can't actually be this organised. This is not normal. So now I'm going to heat emboss this. So I've added the embossing powder. Now you probably won't be able to see, you might be able to see it just, but I'm heat embossing this with my heat tool. And just until the embossing powder melts. My embossing gun, my heat tool, keeps making funny noises, so I don't know if it's on its way out. I hope not. Maybe I should order a backup just in case. Oh, thanks, Kayleen. I love sharing. I love doing these lives. Right, so I've got my sentiment, and then I'm going to start colouring my little gnome. So I have chosen to do some different colours, which I'll bring in and tell you what they are. So I've got crumb cake. Now these are sold in a pack of 2 in my store. You can only get them in their colour packs of 2. So while I may only use one of a colour, it comes in a pack of 2 in a dark and a light. So I'm using the crumb cake, the real red, the granny apple green, petal pink, mango melody, and this is the light smoky slate. So they're the colours that we're going to use today. So I'm just going to add some granny apple green to his little hat. And oops, I was meant to be doing stripes. Okay, so we're going to just pretend you didn't see that, and we might just do, I don't really want to restamp him, so we're going to go with that. And we're doing something a bit different today. Hello, Vicky. I haven't seen you on here before. Where are you from? So now we're going to go in with our granny apple green light and just blend that out. So if you can see the mishap, I went to colour the next bit up on the hat, which was supposed to be red, but that's okay. We're just going to do 2 towers of green. Sure, towers is not the right way to describe that. I've lost all my English language today. So then I'm going to bring in my red. So this was supposed to be every second one. So this is just adding the touches of the darker colour first, and then coming in with the lighter colour to blend it out. Now, alcohol markers are really not as scary as some people may think they look. That looks really funny. Oh, I could change it if I wanted to, but I think I might just keep it like that. So then I'm also going to add the old olive to my bauble. So I'm just going to add that on one side. And then blend that out again with my light granny apple green. Sometimes it doesn't actually look like it's blended, but because they're alcohol markers, they tend to take a little bit to react. So don't stress, and my biggest suggestion is just to leave it for a bit. Now I'm going in and adding some mango melody to the center of my bauble, and then I'm also going to add to the top little metal bit, I'm going to add some smoky slate, and I'm going to do the same just to the edge of his little slippers. I did forget a couple colours, but I'll bring those in just a tick. I'm going to do my little bow in some red. And then blend that out as well. Now, we do also sell, hello Narelle, hello Michelle. Lots of people popping on. Oh, Sandy, that's fabulous. I wasn't sure if this time would work for everybody, but it's sort of a time that works for me. So I guess at the end of the day, I have to kind of make it work around my schedule a little bit. Obviously, I don't work anymore, but I've got a kid to pick up from the bus stop and whatnot. So it's got to work in somewhat. So this has just been bleeding. So I'm just going to work around that and make that still work. So now petal pink is a colour that we have that I think works perfectly for skin tones. Now I just use my light petal pink, and then wherever there's going to be skin, I'm just going to go add that in. And then for a bit of variation, I'm going to add a little bit of darker bit on his nose and then blend that out so he's got a slightly darker nose. Now I'm going to go in and add some crumb cake just to his little outfit that he's wearing, just where there would be a shadow from his beard, and I've got his little trousers there. And then I'm going to blend that out with my lighter. Yay, Heidi, you made it. I'm so glad you made it, because I know you've been trying to make a live video, but yes, you made this one. So for those that don't know, I'm usually live on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 3 o'clock. So that's the plan. That's the plan, Stan. Hopefully that's going to work out long term. And they're going to be my live times. So 3 days a week, unless there's like a promotion or something, in which case I will endeavour to pop on as well, because can't have you guys missing out on promotion news. Right, what haven't we coloured? Our little bit of holly up the top. So I'm just going to use some shaded spruce, and I'm going to just grab our dark shaded spruce and colour our little bit of mistletoe up the top there, like so. And then his beard I'm actually not going to colour, so I'm going to just add some Wink of Stella, which is our fun glittery pen. So my friend Jodie will love this because I know she'll probably watch this video. She told me to keep his beard white, so I did. Just for you, Jodie. Now I'm going to then cut this little guy out. So I'm going to bring my Stampin' Snips in, and I'm going to fussy cut him. So the gnomes actually don't come with dies that cut them out, so you do have to fussy cut, but they're not super hard images to fussy cut. As always, my biggest tip is just to move the paper, not your scissors, to get a nice rounded cut. So I'm just going to go round the edges. The boat is making where we live in Tassie, the boat to come into Tasmania is right near, not too far from where we live, and I think that's that boat. I think I can hear it, and it usually doesn't go at this time of day. Maybe it's not the boat, I'm not sure, but it is definitely a boat. So we live near a port, and yes, I can hear it. It's a very unusual time of day for that to be going on. Right, so I'm just going to cut around the mistletoe. This is probably the hardest bit of this section of the gnome. So I hope you'll have to let me know what crafty plans you've got happening soon. Yes, I will admit, Kayleen, I'm one for saving lots of videos. I love that we have that save ability with Facebook. And then while I'm crafting is when I tend to catch up on my saved videos that I have to watch. Well, I don't have to watch them, but I really enjoy watching them. I love a bit of crafty video watching while I'm crafting. So I love that we have that feature. You can always go back and watch the replay. Plus I do post these videos on my YouTube channel, and they'll always be linked on my blog. So if you've missed a video and you want to catch up with some of my videos, they're always on my YouTube channel, and these videos will be on my blog. So you can go back and catch up. Okay, so we've almost cut our little gnome man out. I should name all the gnomes, they'd be cute. This one looks like a Fred, I don't know. What do you think? Okie dokie. I'm thinking a glass of wine tonight. What do you think? Wine and dine. Okay, so there we have got our Mr. Gnome. Hello, Renee. Yes, YouTube is very, very handy for that. Okay, so then I'm going to bring my pieces in. So I've got those bits stamped. We're all stamped away. And now we want to grab some bits and bobs to stick down. So I've got my larger piece of basic black, and I'm going to stick my piece of the Trimming the Town DSP, so designer series paper. If you're not, hello Laura, how are you? We're doing another gnome card today. So this one is, I love this paper, by the way. The Trimming the Town paper is gorgeous, and it was one of the things that actually didn't catch me when I first looked at the catalogue, and then I saw it and I was like, I have to have that. And the really cool thing is the Trimming the Town bundle or stamp set, a portion of the sale of that, sorry, I've just stuck down the brush metallic card stock. 60 bird names, wow, Laura. The cool thing is that a percentage of the sale of that stamp set and bundle goes to infertility clinics, I think it is, fertility clinics and foster care. So Stampin' Up do a really good job of donating to important foundations. Which, by the way, I have some exciting news coming up, so stay tuned, but I can't share just yet. I know, Sandy, I didn't notice it either. So I'm just going to wrap the braided linen trim around my card, and I'm going to pop our gold jingle bell onto there. And then I'm going to tie, actually I think I always mess this up when I'm live, but I don't manage to mess it up when I'm doing it. So goodness knows how I do it differently, because it's one of those things that I just do without realizing what I'm doing. Oh, I don't know. So I'm gonna sorry. I'm laughing at myself, I promise. I'm gonna tie a bow. Now I think I'm a very fiddly bow tire. If you've seen my live videos, I fiddle. Sometimes I can tie a bow perfect the first go. Sometimes it takes a bit of practice, but I do love a nice bow. So I will happily fiddle with it until it works. Okay, and sometimes I cheat and tie it at the back if it's really going to annoy me. And see how it's a bit loose? I'd have to untie that and do it again, but there is a trick to that. So I'm just going to trim the edges because I'm pretty happy with that bow. But this is a bit loose. But what you can do is either put a glue dot down here and that's going to hold it in place, which I think we will do, or you can grab tear and tape and pull that tight there and let it be loose in the middle, because that's going to be stuck down anyway. So that's a couple of tips I have if you get that situation going on. So I'm just going to grab my paper piercing tool, just to grab a glue dot, which I'm going to roll a little bit and stick that underneath my bow, which will help hold that in place. There we go. And then I'm going to stick that to our card base. So this is our Whisper White card base, but I'm going to mount it up with some dimensionals. So I'm just using up a sheet at the moment. So I've got these basic black ones which need to be used up. So I'm just going to snip the edges. Never let these edges go to waste because they're perfectly fine. So we want to use up all those edging because they're perfectly fine dimensionals. They just aren't our usual shape that we're used to. So, but there's nothing wrong with them. Use them up. Okay, so I've got some dimensionals there. I'm just going to peel the backings off. Fashion trims with the polka dot paper, yes. I actually love a good polka dot paper. So pretty. Especially like bright green with a white polka dot. Oh. The one colour I miss the most for Stampin' Up is Lemon Lime Twist. If you know that colour. I miss that. Love a good fluorescent green. And funny story is when I was at on stage, which was the Stampin' Up convention when Lemon Lime Twist came out, I was like, that looks like spew. I can't use that colour. And then I mourned its loss. It was one of my faves. So then we've got our felt piece, which I think I'm going to use the glue dots. So if you saw my previous videos this week, you would have seen how I adhere my felt pieces down. So I'm going to pick up the glue dot, stick it to the felt, hold it down and pull that away, and that gets it to stick to the felt. Because glue dots is really the only way I've stuck felt down successfully. If you have any other tips, feel free to post them here. But I find that glue dots work for me. Okay. So then we've got our felt piece, and we're just going to stick that over the paper and over the metallic piece. And then we've got our little dude here, which we're going to stick with some dimensionals. Look how fast this card's coming together today. Been on here for like less than half an hour. Smashing it. I think the more I do these Facebook Lives, the quicker I'm getting at them. Okay, so there's our dimensionals on our little dude. And I will be doing something to that in just a tick. But we're going to grab our sentiment that we've heat embossed. I'm going to bring my favourite little trimmer in. And I'm going to cut our sentiment down into some little strips. So this is pretty much my favourite way of doing a sentiment. I will warn that you do probably see this a lot from Kayla, because I love this way of doing sentiments. So I'm just going to use my scissors then to chop the edges. And And then we're going to put that one on some dimensionals as well. I think I need to just chop that a tiny bit. Actually, do you reckon I can do it? I stick it back in. Reminds me of Minnie Mouse's dress. Lemon Lime Twist was amazing, Heidi. You should go and Google Lemon Lime Twist and see how pretty it was. If you like bright colours, and if you're a green person, I reckon you'll like it. So I want to get this. This is really fanatical. And you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, Kayla, just use a pair of scissors for goodness sake. Okay, so now I'm going to use some of the edging here. So where the start of our word is, we can actually use a glue dot, but here we're going to use the dimensionals. So what I'll do is add a glue dot to the beginning of my word, take the backing of my Stampin' dimensional off, and then pop that like so. So glue dot, Stampin' dimensional backing off, and then stick like so. Okay, so now we want to do the inside, so we're going to bring in our other pieces here, which we've got our piece of the Trimming the Town DSP. And yes, I'm cleaning as I go. I can hear Jodie sighing from here. Okay, so I'm going to just stick this bit of the red polka dot paper that we're all loving down to the Whisper White. And then I have got our stamp set which says A Little Christmas Wish, and I'm going to ink that up in the Memento Black ink, and then I'm just going to stamp that there. And then I'm going to do one of my other favourite things, and that's to add a little bit of adhesive and wrap the twine around where the two papers meet on the back of that card. Yes. Good to see how you fix. Yes, well, this is true. Now I've got a little knot in my twine. Can I persist and get it out, or am I going to get fed up? I've got a paper piercer here. It's all good. We're not going to get fed up. We're just going to fix. I've got no nails. I haven't had nails since COVID. I used to get my nails done, which if some of you have watched my lives in the past, you may know that I used to have the pretty nails going on, but since COVID and not being at work, since the medical stuff happened, I haven't actually seen the point in getting my nails done. And there is a point, because I should treat myself to getting my nails done, but I haven't. Okay, this is actually getting ridiculous. This knot is actually quite hard to get out with no nails. Okay, can I do it, or is it gonna need? Maybe we'll just go around once on this card just to save you time, so you don't have to watch that horrendous fixing session there. Okay, so I would go around twice on a normal card, but to save you time, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to mount that on some basic black. And then I'm pretty sure that's all I did. Then I'm going to add some more of our Stampin' Seal and just adhere that into my card. Like so. And then the last thing, or there's actually a couple things, on the outside of the card I added some of these beautiful, wonderful gems. It says beautiful, wonderful. That sounded really weird. They're called wonderful gems, but I love them. And so I'm going to add them in a bit of a triangle fashion there. And then to do my theme this week, I have been using the Shimmery Crystal Effects, which is this fun little tube of, it's similar to like an adhesive, but it adds a really fun look to the card. And I'm just going to add that onto the mistletoe, dangling off his little hat. And this will take a bit to dry, but it will give it a really fun 3D effect. So I'm just going to add that on, and I can't show you the effect of that until it dries, but I can show you this one. If you can see there, it gives it a glossy effect, a bit similar to glossy accents. So that is our card for this week. The original card here, I've also decorated the envelope. You could stamp something on the outside, but I also use our envelopes dies to cut a fun little envelope insert to match the paper I've used on the cards. So I love doing matching envelopes, and our envelopes are the best quality. I love our envelopes to bits. So I have showed you 3 different ways of doing the gnomes this week. So I hope you've been able to catch them all. I did have the, oh no, here we go. These are the 3 different gnome cards that we've made. So we made this one on Monday and this one on Wednesday, and then we finished off with this one on the Friday. So I've showed you lots of different ways to use those gnomes, and I hope you've enjoyed every little bit of it. Don't forget to go back and check out my other videos, and don't forget, if you missed the start, that just by ordering $30 through my store, you can get yourself these make and take packets for free just by using the host code. Spend $50, and you can also get the Rainbow Glimmer Paper and my October Stampin' Society tutorial. So I hope you have enjoyed that. I will flip around the camera and say goodbye. So you're going to see my carport for a second. So I hope you enjoyed the little video today, and I'm going to be back next week sharing some fun cards with the poinsettias. I had a lot of fun. I'll give you a sneak peek. I've just got to grab one. Something a little bit different. Where can I show you? So there's some fun ink blending. So I hope you've had fun today. Have an amazing weekend. Don't forget, you've got until midnight Sunday to get those orders in to get yourself the make and takes to make these fun little cards. So love you guys. Love you lots. Have an amazing weekend, and thanks as always for supporting my little business and watching me. Be sure to share and like, subscribe. Let's share the craft world with everyone and the crafty fun. Bye guys.